and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to show you guys how I make tiramisu. Now tiramisu is a quick and easy dessert, and did I mention it's also no bake? You can make it for any party or event that you may be having, and it's basically no work. All you have to do is assemble it and let the fridge do the rest of the work. I wanted to show you guys all of the ingredients before we get into the assembling process. I have a few packages of ladyfingers here. I have some cream cheese. I have some heavy whipping cream. I have some sugar to make my cream mixture, and I have some sugar to make my coffee mixture. I have some coffee, some hot boiling water, and some extra cocoa powder to put on the top when it's done. Now, I'm not Italian, so this is not an authentic tiramisu recipe by any means, but this is just my take on it, and my family loves it. So first what I want to do is I want to take my boiling water, and I want to put it into a bowl here. And now I'm putting it into a bowl that's flat and that I can easily dip my fingers into, because when I take these cookies to start dipping, I want to easily be able to get them in and out. So what I'm going to do next is add all of my coffee. And as usual, all of my ingredients and measurements will be in the description box down below. And I have some sugar. This is just to sweeten up the coffee mixture just a little bit. And then you want to just whisk it and get it all combined. Now this coffee mixture is meant to be pretty bitter, because the cream mixture is where you get all the sweetness from. I know a lot of people may add liquor or any type of alcohol to this, but I'm not doing that today. I'm keeping it just like this. So now that that's all mixed through, I wanted to show you guys how we make the cream mixture for the tiramisu. So I'm going to put this off to the side really quick. And what I want to do is I want to take my cream cheese that I've had softening for about an hour or two outside. It's come up to room temperature, which means it's nice and soft now. You want to make sure this is nice and soft before you start using it, because when you add in your cream, you don't want it to be lumpy and you don't want big lumps of cream cheese inside. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my cream cheese into my mixer. And if you wanted, you could use a hand mixer for this. I don't recommend you doing this by hand with the regular whisk. It's going to take a while. And what I want to do, so I want to turn on my mixer onto a medium speed, and I just want to whip my cream cheese until it's soft and fluffy and it looks smooth, because when I add this in, I don't want the mixture to get lumpy. I just want to leave it there for a few seconds just until you see it gets nice and smooth. So I'm cutting that off now. What I want to do is I just want to scrape down the edges, and you can feel it with your spatula when you're scraping it down. It's nice and smooth. But what I want to do, I want to put it for just a little longer because it seems to be a little hard still. Now a lot of people may use mascarpone cheese in this, but I prefer to use the cream cheese because I like the taste better. Mascarpone is more traditional to tiramisu that people would traditionally make. So now what I want to do is I want to take all of my cream and I want to pour it in here. And I'm using a whole bottle of this cream because you need enough cream to fill all of these cookies in the pan. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my mixer onto like a medium speed, and then I'm going to let it whip until it forms stiff peaks. At that point, I'm going to show you guys what this mixture looks like. And what you want to do is you want to keep scraping down the sides as it's mixing. Oh, and I also forgot to mention that I need to add my sugar in here. Now, feel free to add as much or as little sugar as you'd like. I like to cut down the sugar sometimes because I don't like my desserts too sweet. So I'm just going to put this on a medium speed, and I'm going to show you guys what it looks like when it comes to stiff peaks. So I have my cream mixture here, and it's formed nice stiff peaks. I whipped it for about 2 minutes. You can see the peaks are nice and stiff, holding up very nicely. And it's nice and smooth. There's no little lumps of cream cheese inside, and that's because I let my cream cheese soften. So I'm going to leave this to the side, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start assembling my tiramisu. So I have a half tray here. I know that this exactly fits all of these ingredients, but if you wanted to use a glass tray, that's okay. I'm making this for an event, so it's easier to put in here and then just throw it away afterwards. So I'm going to have my pan here. What you want to do is you want to take one of the cookies and you want to dip it in the coffee. And you want to dip it in quickly because these cookies soak it up very fast and they get soft very fast. And then you just want to lie it in the bottom like that. So I'm going to show you guys a few more. Just want to dip it in really quick and lie it down. So you're going to start lying them down just like that, and I'm going to show you what it looks like when I finish the whole bottom and I'm ready to add in my cream. I have my first layer of cookies down on the bottom of my pan here, and I soak them nicely in my coffee so this way all of the coffee seeps into the cookies. When this is soaking in the fridge or sitting in the fridge, you really want to make sure that these cookies are not crunchy anymore. You want to make sure they're totally saturated with the coffee. So I did have 2 cups of liquid in here, so you want to make sure that about a cup is used in one layer of cookies and the other cup is used in the remainder of the cookies. So now that I have my 1 layer of cookies down, what I want to do is I want to take half of my cream exactly and I want to just put it on this layer of cookies. It doesn't have to be totally exact. This is not a very fancy dish, but you just want to try your best to get half of it on this layer. You're going to just smooth it out and get it even on this side of the cookies. So this looks pretty even. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to start my next layer of cookies. So you just want to get a cookie, put it in your coffee for a few seconds, then you want to lie it right on top of the cream. So I'm going to continue doing this with my cookies, and when I finish this layer I'm going to show you what we do next. What I'm doing here is I'm just spreading on the last of my cream. Remember, I soaked the second half of my cookies in the coffee. I layered them in my pan, and now I'm just adding in the rest of my cream from the bowl. Now you guys are going to notice I have a few cookies that are left over, and that's going to happen sometimes depending on the size of the pan you use. Mine did not fit all of them, but that's okay. I could use this for another tiramisu recipe when I make it, or they can be eaten on their own with tea. So I'm just spreading this on here. And you want to make sure to get this layer nice and smooth because this is the layer that's going to show when you serve it. So this is good for me. Now I'm going to show you guys how I garnish it with the cocoa powder. What I have here is one of these little fine mesh strainers, and I have my cocoa powder, and I'm just going to garnish my tiramisu before I put it in the fridge. You could also do this step when you're about to serve it, just right before you're about to serve it when you're going to pull it out of the fridge. But I'm just going to do it right now so I could show you guys how it looks. So you want to pour your cocoa powder in here. And then you just want to get the cocoa distributed all over the top. Now I don't like when it's totally covered. I like to see little flecks of white. It looks really nice against the brown of the cocoa powder. Just want to do this. Now once again, this recipe is great to make for entertaining because all you have to do is assemble it, and you can make it the night before and stick it in the fridge. So now that I have my tiramisu all done here, it looks great. You want to put it in the fridge for at least 4 hours. Overnight is much better. I'm putting it in overnight because I made this for a get-together tomorrow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover it with some foil wrap, or if you have one of the covers that these pans usually come with, you could cover it with that. And you want to stick it in your fridge, as I said before, for about 4 hours, or ideally overnight. And these cookies are going to get nice and saturated with the coffee, and there's going to be no crunch left in the cookies, and that's what you want. And then when we cut it into it tomorrow, it'll be nice and firm to make nice clean cuts. So I'm going to stick this in the fridge, and that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed cooking with me today. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and comment down below what you guys would like me to make next. Thanks for watching, everyone.